if I would say anything to anybody, is be open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Allow yourself to live and breathe and go through life. You're gonna go through things, as Derek talked about. We all have our issues.
Yeah.
Some more than others.
Yeah.
But the key to anything, I think, is being open to different ways of thinking.
Yes.
Different ways of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I had a friend tell me years ago that I admire him, love him like a brother. Everybody ain't you, Ron.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Everybody's not going to see this thing the way you see it, and they're going to react to it in that way.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Just Keep Showing Up podcast. I'm sitting here. I have the pleasure of being here with some folks that I work out with. We all go to the same gym. It's our special safe space. You know, it's the 6 o'clock crew, 5 to 6 o'clock. I think, Matt, you go to the gym at 5. Yeah, but we often say if you're at the gym that early in the morning, you're really there to work out. But we have a community of people, and we all work out together, get our training in, and we oftentimes talk. So I have an opportunity to sit here with 3 of those gentlemen that's in the gym that have had an impact on me, and I'm not just saying that facetiously. It's just the truth. You know, you have good people in your life. I got Cliff that's here, Matt that's here, and then Ron. And I'm going to have them introduce themselves, and we're going to get into the show. So I'm going to start with you, Cliff. Just whatever you'd like to share about yourself that you would want the people to know if somebody listens to this podcast.
Yeah, name's Clifton Bright. I am 48.
48.
Hoping I look 38. 48. I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor.
Yes.
Been married for 18 years.
Okay.
Father of 3. And the gym is where I set my foundation for the day.
Okay.
So that's why I'm in there between 4:30 and 5 in the morning, because
Yeah.
I can't show up the way I need to show up
Yeah.
without first setting that.
Okay. All right, Matt.
Yeah, I'm Matt Skirpan. I'm 47, so I'm checking the block there, close to these gents. But I'm married, three daughters, 3 teenage daughters. So that's always a good learning experience there. I'm a military officer, about to retire from the military, and then pursue some additional stuff in the outside private sector. I have interest in personal development, obviously comprehensive fitness, mind, body, and soul, and then just looking to kind of expand the influence and try and help others out and share our stories. So I'm glad to be here, Derek. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Yes. And Ron.
Good
Ron is the
morning.
godfather of the group.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ron Taylor. I'm 67 years old.
Yes.
Married with 2 grown daughters. I go to the gym because that's where I leave my stress at, and to enjoy the camaraderie and friendship. I've retired twice, on my second retirement now, and these young guys keep me young. I really enjoy them and enjoy meeting other people.
Yeah. All right. So I will say, y'all, Ron, you see he's retired twice. He is the standard, like, of our group, you know,
Yes.
and then most of y'all kind of know me. I'm 46, so this is like our little circle. And if you hear the intros, you can see these are people that it's amazing how things happen where with this podcast, I just started it and had like a vision of trying to put stuff out, man, and just to help people when they're going through difficult times. You see, we have people who you just heard the bios, who are passionate about this, or somehow, some way it kind of flows through their life already. So I continue to be blown away by the opportunities I have to sit and talk with people. So it's just good. So we're going to jump into this, and y'all know this is Just Keep Showing Up podcast. And that's typically what we talk about. So I'll start with you, Cliff. And the question is, you kind of alluded to it a little bit with, you going to the gym, but what do you do for yourself to keep showing up?
Well, the biggest thing for me is my faith.
Okay.
I'm a Christian, and
Okay.
I look to live by the standard of the word.
All right.
So prayer is really important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Studying the word is really important to me, and I love people.
Yes.
Always been a people person. We talk
that
about
Libra
being
thing.
Libras. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always been a people person.
Yeah.
So just anytime I can impact somebody's life, whether directly or indirectly,
Yeah.
that makes me want to show up.
Okay.
And then also, as a clinician, as a father, as a friend, I always look to be the person that I wish I had growing
Yeah,
up.
that's
Because
powerful.
I went through a lot of stuff traumatically
Yeah.
growing up. as many people have, whether they've addressed it or not. So as a clinician, I'm like, I want to be the therapist that I wish I had when I was growing up, when I used to isolate, when I used to deal with depression, you know what I mean? Where I wanted to quit on life. So I look to show up that way. I want to be the father where, you know, parents do the best they can. So I want to be the father where there were times I wish my dad showed up that way. And I grew up with my dad. He's always there, talking to him this morning.
Yeah.
But as a father, I want to show up in a way where I wish he showed up.
Yeah.
So that drives me. And as a friend, you know, I had a group of friends. Me and my best friend are still best friends. Known each other since the 9th grade. I probably wouldn't have made it through life without those connections. So I always look to show up as that type of friend as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's real good. And I think something you shared, and I think a good blend with that is how you talked about being a Christian and also how you want to show up and the reason for that. And I kind of think, you know, with my faith and my experiences, I've often said, you know, and I get deep enough, but just thinking about, you know, the story of Jesus and going back to God. And it's like, I remember saying this as a little kid, like, God sent Jesus here, like, all the way down to where we are to come see about what we was going through, you know. And I feel like that's what you just shared with your passion of being, you know, a therapist, or your passion of wanting to show up as a father is like, I want to take the things that I may have missed out on or had a difficult time with and show up for someone else in that way. And I just think that's amazing, and just want to illuminate the fact that you kind of like walking out your faith through how you're walking through the world. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of how that resonated with me that way. So
definitely.
Yeah, so I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you.
Yes. All right, Matt, what you got for you, man? How, you know, what do you do for yourself to show up?
No, that's a good question. So, you know, like Cliff said, you know, I lean heavily on my faith as well, and my father to guide me. You know, I begin the day with scripture, right? And you got to begin with the message and figure out where you're going, right? And everyone needs an owner's manual. I don't know what yours is, you know, but mine is the Bible and scripture and gospel. So, you know, I lean heavily on that from a comprehensive fitness perspective because that drives us. But also, you know, it's those hard situations when we talk about is, you know, there's the light shines brightest in the darkest places, right? So that brings you closer, you know, and I think the more hardship that we go through, you know, as a believer or non-believer, I think you really need to look at your perspective and understand that something's trying to be told to you by someone, right? And so that's what I lean on. Is like, you know, but as you know, Cliff said, and what I do is, you know, after that I do begin my day with fitness because that's important, as you know, Ron and you and all of us can attest to, is you start your day out with accomplishing a task, right? And it's not only for your physical perspective, but it's more so for your mental, right? It's to keep your mind right, keep your body right, and live a long and prosperous and healthy life. And then, and what I like to do is, like Cliff said, you know, with three daughters, you know, I try to be a positive role model for them. So, you know, I try to even being a friend and with our relationship, you know, trying to bring value added to the friendship, to the relationship, and even the organizations that we serve, right? You want to be you want to be an asset rather than a liability, right? And I think that's what brings us together, the four of us and the others that we talk to, is just sharing that knowledge and wisdom, right? Because wisdom is applied knowledge, right? We can gain all this knowledge we want, but if we're not applying it, it's just a bunch of static knowledge that's not going to benefit anyone, right? You know, so that's really what I try to do, you know, and I'm a lifelong learner. You know, I'm pursuing a PhD. You know, I've been in school for the last 20 plus years, you know, and when I'm not in school, I'm trying to learn and better myself. And the biggest thing that I think that gets me through those challenging times is it's frame of reference, right? And it's that emotional intelligence that we always talk about, right? And I know it's a buzzword now in society, but emotional intelligence, I believe, is more important than intelligence.
I agree.
Right?
I couldn't agree
Intelligence
more,
quotient, right? So it's your EQ that really helps you be less reactive. And be more in control, and you're not succumbing to external pressures and letting people control you through emotions, right? And that's why I try to instill in my girls and help them understand the value of that. But that's really what it is just being a positive role model for the friends, family, and colleagues that we serve with, and just trying to emulate the word and spread the word of good peace, you know.
Matt, you said, like, goodness gracious.
So
3 mouthfuls.
So I go, man. So something you said, kind of saying, like, you know, this podcast came from me going through a difficult time, And Just Keep Showing Up started out, and I said this in like my trailer that I did for the podcast. It started out with me just trying to go to the gym, you know, work out and just continue to show up. And then it came to like a mental thing, just like you just said. And I found out through that process, and what you said, you go through difficult times, and we can allow it to just be a hard time, or you can take that hard time and say, okay, let me see what's causing this. So I talked about authenticity, and I referred to anxiety because I kind of, you know, wrestle with anxiety. And I got to a point through counseling, like anxiety is almost like my check engine light. And I feel like that's what you just said when you were saying when you have that difficult time, step back and look and say, okay, what was the cause of this? Let me look internally and see what I can fix. That right there, and then emotional intelligence, that's something that responding to life instead of reacting to it, you remain in control no matter what's going on. You know what I mean? And it's just, I'm just blown away. And we're just going through two people. I'm blown away that I'm just a dude from Kenner, Louisiana. And I'm sitting there talking to people that have so much wisdom. We ain't even get to Ron yet. The elder.
One last
you know what I mean? And it's just amazing how things come together. I'm just blown away, and I have to share that. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know.
You had a good point, and when I read somewhere, I believe it was Dennis Waitley said it in the Power of Winning. You know, the fact is that you could be a thermometer or a thermostat, right? And then we all heard that, right? And really, the difference is, right, one controls the temperature in your surroundings, the other one is reactive, right? And I think that's a good visual to depicting, you know. And you're right, but I think, you know, we'll learn even more when we pass the mic over here to
and I think it's important too for people that's listening to understand that it's a process.
It is.
You know, 46, 48, 47, 67. We didn't just show up here like this. You know, you've bumped your head. We've gone through difficult times. It's what we do with those things, like what you're saying. What do we do with that to kind of help? And I call this buzzword from the first show I did with my friend Leah is deliberate maturity. Are you maturing deliberately, or are you just allowing life to beat you around and you mature? Or are you taking the time to go find a book that you're interested in and read it and deliberately try to mature through life? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think that's what's critical. Very critical. So Ryan, we over to Ryan, you know, so Ryan, for you, you know, what do you do to keep showing up for yourself?
I first and foremost would like to say I don't practice a religion. I do believe in spirituality. I believe in something greater than anything I can imagine. And I say that from a place of past experiences where I've seen the evil that men do in the name of religion. So that made me step away from it. I enjoy people, and people seem to enjoy me. So therein lies my strength. Learning at an early age that when you bring good folk around you, good people around you, if you want to know who you are, look at the folk in your circle and you'll find yourself. If they're not doing great things or they're not moving forward in good ways, you'll see yourself. And that's being authentic. That's being authentic in my way of thinking. I go to the gym faithfully as much as I can for that very reason. Not to work out anymore. 67. I'm not going to.
I am who I am. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to gain any more muscle. I'm not going to gain anything. Not putting the 300 on the bar. But what I do gain is that knowledge and that camaraderie that comes from being around good folk, which means a lot. You know, if I would say anything to anybody, is be open. You know what I mean? Allow yourself to live and breathe and go through life. You're gonna go through things, as Derek talked about. We all have our issues. Some more than others. But the key to anything, I think, is being open to different ways of thinking. Different ways of doing things. You know what I mean? I had a friend tell me years ago that I admire him, love him like a brother. Everybody ain't you, Ron. You know what I mean?
True.
Everybody's not going to see this thing the way you see it. They're not going to react to it in that way. So I would say to anybody, one, find good people. Two, find a way to connect with them on a regular basis. And be a person they can come to and talk to as well. You know what I mean? Be that person that has that kind of trust that we're talking about now. That has that kind of knowledge. You don't get that by not experiencing things. So, be open, be available, and get out there and enjoy your life, man.
Yeah.
Live that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'd like to offer to y'all.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy these guys. I do. I see them, they bring a smile on my face, they bring knowledge to my brain.
Yeah.
They make my heart feel good.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get much more than that. I really don't.
Yeah. It's Ryan, you were like, and that was kind of going into like the next question is like advice. And I think, Ryan, something you just said that is just so, I feel like insightful, because we started with goodness gracious, I got you damn with Cliff. Yeah, we started. I'm just excited. I just can't believe how this is flowing this way. You know what I mean? With the amount of wisdom that's just shared in a matter of 20, 15 minutes. We started with Cliff. Cliff talked about his faith, and then Matt talked about his faith, and then you got into like, you spiritual. I will tell you, Ryan, I would. If I met someone and they asked me about you, I was like, "Oh, Ryan is a man of the cloth." Because that's what you show. That's what I feel when I'm around you. You know what I mean? So I think it's just so amazing how we can sit at this table together, may have different viewpoints on faith and religion and all that stuff, and still navigate through this world together. And you would never know. So it's just, and I don't take it for granted. When you're 67, like the things that you've gone through, you've been through, and you share that with us, it's priceless. It's priceless. You know what I mean? So I'm so thankful for that. And Matt, if you have anything, last words you want to say, if anything you said resonated with anyone that's listening,
No, so you're absolutely right. As far as advice, and we talked about this prior to coming online and going on air, but comprehension begins with conversation. And like you and I said, we're four men of different backgrounds, right?
Yeah,
but we
exactly,
share common interests and common focus. So I think it's just about being the best you today and being better than you were yesterday. Like Ron said, everybody can't be each other, right? But we got to know we have strengths, inherent strengths, and we need to find out what that is. And you need to exploit your strengths and minimize your weaknesses or improve upon your weaknesses, right? But it comes with self-awareness, self-development, continuous learning, and just talking to people, like you said. Like I think that's the commonality between all four of us is we're people person.
We are all four,
right? And we'll talk, and our family could probably attest as well. Like you talk to everyone, but everyone has a story.
They do,
And we have more in common than not.
And I think that for me, what's freed me up to be able to do that is I'm at peace with who I am.
Yes.
So talking to someone else and learning about them, it doesn't make me insecure because I like you say, with my strengths, I know who I am, and I often feel like when I show up, the person needs me. I don't have to try to be someone else. You know what I mean? That frees me up to be able to just freely talk. So.
No, that's tremendous, and that's it. Just challenge yourself. Put things into perspective and realize that tomorrow's another day, right? Although tomorrow not be guaranteed, today is. So get after it and do better than you are.
The best you can
today. And frame your perspective and manage your emotions, and try to be a better person.
Cliff, you got any closing words? Anything you want to say? If you said something to resonate with someone?
Yeah, I'm looking at Ron's shirt. It says authentic.
Yes.
Authentic.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing. You just be comfortable being you.
Yes.
I always talk to people and clients. I talk to them about showing yourself grace.
Yes.
Like one of the things I have people.
That's powerful.
I tell people, look, however you would talk to a friend or somebody you cared about when they came to you and brought what they were dealing with, you need to talk to yourself that way. Because oftentimes, if you came to me saying I'm struggling with this, and this, and I'm gonna quit, I'd be like, nah, Derek, don't quit, fight, man. But then I'll tell myself, man, you're worthless. Just go ahead and quit. You're not bringing anything good. So I tell people, show yourself some grace. And all of you bring different levels to my life. Like Matt. Matt has so much knowledge. And every time I talk to him, I've always learned something. You likewise. Just your openness. You know what I mean? And how you just show up as you. And I tell you what, Mr. Ron, I've never told him this, but ever since I met him, he has influenced me, and he's never said it directly. I think maybe once, to really just live my life. To not be tight and bound up, but to live life and enjoy every moment. And then always learn. Like I picked from his library.
Yeah,
He
right.
got an extensive library.
And he will share a book with you.
Yeah, yeah.
He like,
He's
look,
given me
you
books
you
before.
read this, you read this.
Yep.
I got a list of about 20 books.
Yeah.
He's told me to read, and then half the time he'll come the next morning and be like, here you go. I looked, I had it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So I want you. So, and that's how I look at it, because every person matters to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I talked about my faith, but my faith has never stopped me from connecting with anybody.
No.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're a person.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I care about you, and you have value just because you're on this planet.
Right.
You know what I
An
mean?
individual journey.
Yeah.
You know. So.
You have value, you have a story, you matter,
Yeah.
and it's okay to be you.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's okay to be you. So the more you accept yourself, the better you're able to show up for everybody
Yeah,
else.
that's very much
That's
true.
the biggest thing, because I especially talk to men about taking their mask off,
Yep.
Yeah.
because we wear so many masks.
Yes.
We present in a way where we think it's going to be acceptable for you.
Yes. Yeah.
So we almost code switch in every situation.
Yeah.
But when you take that mask off and you're able to just show up as you in every space, there's a freedom and a liberty in it.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the biggest thing. You guys show up. Every time I see you, it's the same way.
Yeah.
It's no different. When he slide into master photographer mode,
Yeah.
it's still him. He's
Yeah.
in master photographer, drill sergeant mode.
Oh, yeah.
It's still him.
Yep.
You know? So that's the biggest thing. I tell people, be authentic. Show yourself grace.
Yeah.
And be accepting of even the parts you don't like about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, accept all of you.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
really good, and I agree. So, no final words or anything.
I would say this to whomever's listening. If you've heard this entire segment that we just went through, it validates that whole thing about being open and available for people and knowledge and experiences beyond what you know. Because you get to tell your story.
Yes.
You get to tell your story.
Yes.
And provided you're comfortable with yourself as things go and you're authentic, man, you don't mind looking in the mirror every day.
No.
Yeah.
It's easy to look in the mirror and talk to that person in that mirror. As Michael Jackson said, that man in the mirror.
Yes.
It's fine. Or that lady in the mirror, for
Yes.
that matter. So, Derek, thank you for the
Oh
opportunity.
yeah, I appreciate
you.
y'all. This
You know
is
what I
just
mean?
like I said, it just continue to blow my mind every
This
time.
is why I go to the
sit down and do one
gym.
of
I
these.
get all this
Yeah.
for nothing.
And
Yes.
now we,
Huh?
yes.
The best therapy in the world.
All right.
So I would leave it with one last thing.
Yeah, no.
Show up, show up, and show out.
Yes,
There you
that's
go.
it.
That's it.
Show up
And
show
thank
out.
you again, Derek. This
Oh,
is
you're
great.
very welcome, man. I appreciate it, man.
And that environment too. I'll
Yeah.
say that because that gym isn't the only gym I go to.
Yeah.
Definitely hadn't been the only gym I've ever went to. Every time I
yeah.
travel, I find the gym.
Yeah.
There is something special about
It
that
is.
place
It is.
and the people there.
Yeah.
So your environment matters
It
too.
does. Yeah.
Sometimes you have to shift into different environments
That's right.
because you maximize
Yeah.
all you can get out of some of these environments.
Yeah.
So you gotta get in those different environments and get around others
Yeah.
that are gonna. It's almost like it forces you to grow.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it propels you.
Yeah.
And motivates you to come back.
That's it.
There are them
Absolutely.
days you don't want to go.
Yeah, it's been
or
many
you don't
days
feel
that
like
that
going.
gym got me up.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Got
There
me
you
up
go.
out of the bed.
You got to
so-
show up.
Yep.
All right. I appreciate it, y'all. Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks everybody for checking out the show. Until next time, peace.